Have you ever been afraid to uncover who you truly are? These words resonate deep within your soul, don't they? Often, the pain doesn't stem from the experience itself, but from resisting it. You find yourself battling your own vulnerability, wearing masks to hide your wounds. But what if instead, you embraced every bit of that pain? To truly understand, we need to dig a little deeper. Resistance is a heavy veil, hiding the light of understanding that could illuminate your deepest scars. It's like being in a crowded room, yet still feeling profoundly empty. No one understands. And that loneliness becomes a constant companion, doesn't it? You wonder if, in fact, you'll ever find someone who truly gets you. Living with that mask leaves us exhausted, tangled in an internal struggle, constantly seeking support and approval that we often fail to find. What if the pain you carry isn't a weakness, but your greatest strength? You ask yourself this as you strive to stay upright, even in the chaos. To break this cycle, you need courage. Courage to embrace and accept your fragmented self. Every tear, every unheard scream, every smile that hides the pain, they all are part of your journey. When you accept that pain is part of life, you begin to see things differently. Your wounds aren't marks of failure, but signs of resilience. You realize that just as a flower blooms in the storm, your strength reveals itself in vulnerability. It's okay to feel. It's okay not to know. So today, how about allowing yourself to feel? By permitting yourself to be vulnerable, you unveil not just the pain, but also your true essence. Start right now. Take a deep breath. Look within and ask yourself, when was the last time I embraced my vulnerability? As you wake up today, tell yourself, I am capable. It's in that space of acceptance that your true power lies. Pain is not your enemy. It's a specter, a silent guide that walks alongside you. Have you ever wondered why it insists on lingering? Why it becomes such a heavy burden on your shoulders? At times you might feel imprisoned by your own pain, right? It's as if it's the only companion during moments of solitude. But what if I told you that you could look at it with curiosity? When you dive into the deep waters of pain, you discover that each scar is not just a mark, but a map of your inner journey. Each one reveals your stories, your struggles, and invites you into a quiet dialogue. You're not alone in this crossing. Just yesterday, someone told me, no one understands me. In truth, many of us carry that, yet there is beauty in it. Your silence connects with the silence of many others. Now pause and consider, what if what you fear, the pain, is the key to your freedom? The moment you acknowledge it, it is no longer a shadow. It becomes an old sage, waiting for you to listen. Sometimes we err in believing that pain should be avoided. Instead, why not embrace it? You can start today. When you wake up, look in the mirror and say, I am open to hearing what my pain has to teach me. That's the first step. And don't worry if you don't know how to do this right. It's okay not to know what to do. It's a natural part of life. Nobody can pretend forever. You deserve to breathe without fear. Remember, pain is a specter, not a prison. Open yourself to the connection it brings and see how much you can transform. Do you ever feel out of place, even when surrounded by people? That feeling that lingers like a silent shadow is more common than you might think. The truth is, pain doesn't have to be an intruder in your life. It can be a part of the home you need to learn to embrace. Accepting pain is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is the key that opens the door to your authenticity. What if pain, rather than being a burden, served as a bridge to self-discovery? Think about it. Each fragment of your pain carries a lesson. Each lesson brings you one step closer to yourself. Just yesterday, someone confided in me, saying, I feel like nobody understands me. This loneliness can make you feel like you don't belong anywhere. But what if the truth is that your authenticity is precisely what makes you unique? You don't have to fit into molds that don't belong to you. Embrace those differences. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming. You work hard, you struggle, yet you still feel a weariness, that goes beyond the physical. It's okay not to know the right path. It's perfectly fine to take small steps. What matters is not the speed, but the direction. And that direction is inward. Close your eyes and breathe. Feel the weight of your silence. Accept every little part of yourself, even those that seem unwanted. These fragments, if left unacknowledged, can turn into chains that bind you. By welcoming your inner landscape, you start to realize that freedom is closer than it appears. Now, allowing yourself to be who you are with all your imperfections is the first step toward transformation. Remember, the journey to self-acceptance is not a destination, but a path. Every step matters. And with each day, with every breath, you draw closer to your true essence. You can do it. You deserve it. The key to a more authentic self begins here. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on the stories you tell yourself? These narratives, which often unfold silently, form the foundation of your reality. They shape not just how you see yourself, but also how you interact with the world around you. The question is, are you the author of your story or merely a character in it? The truth is that each sentence you repeat in your mind becomes either a shield or a prison. When you feel lost, you might be reliving a script that no longer serves you. This happens when we look to the past and cling to old wounds, while forgetting the power of a new blank page. Emotional isolation lurks here, in the unspoken lines of untold narratives. No one understands me, you might think, but that's the story you've chosen to tell. What if there are other ways to view this? Look around you. You are surrounded by external voices, but the one that truly matters is your own. A voice that can be sharp, critical, or loving. Consider, what affirmations echo within you? I am incapable, or perhaps I deserve to be happy. This is transformative. Your inner dialogue creates the emotional atmosphere that you will breathe in each day. Have you ever wondered why you feel distressed when someone overlooks your presence? It could be the weight of an unfulfilled expectation. That pain often isn't about the other person, it's about how you interpret the situation. There may be lingering ghosts of rejection, but they don't have to define your truth. You can choose compassion for both yourself and others. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine rewriting another version of your story. A version where the pain is understood but doesn't dominate, where each challenge turns into a stepping stone towards something greater. By acknowledging our wounds, we have the opportunity to decide not to let them define us. Enough is enough. It's time to set aside the supporting roles. You have the right to be the hero of your journey. True healing emerges when you observe yourself, recognize who you are, and above all, rewrite your internal narrative. The ego may be a storyteller of limited tales, but you are the author who can bring new plots to life. And what if one day you look in the mirror and instead of seeing vulnerability and doubt, recognize the strength and light that have always been there? It takes courage, and that courage begins in the silence of your mind, where new stories are waiting to be told. Always remember, the wounds may be part of your journey, but they do not define where you're headed. Have you ever wondered why you feel the need to control everything around you? What if this quest for control is nothing more than a trap? Feeling like you have to master the unmanageable is a heavy burden to bear, and it doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes, what we truly need is to learn how to break free from the chains that bind us to this illusion. Life often works in ways that are beyond our understanding. You might fight against the current, but the water will always find its way. The truth is that pain is not your enemy. It's a silent teacher. Each frustration can become an opportunity to awaken to a new perspective. Have you ever considered that freedom begins exactly where insecurity takes root? When you attempt to control, you cling to expectations. What will others think? Or what if I fail? These shadows follow you with every step you take. But what if you could accept them? Control seeks security amid chaos. What if true security lies in simply allowing yourself to be, even in uncertainty? There comes a moment when you need to stop. breathe, and look within. Do you feel overwhelmed? Has life asked too much of you? Let's navigate through this together. You may be exhausted from trying to please and be accepted, but know that you're not alone in this fight. That feeling of not belonging can be painful, but it also reveals your strength. Pain is not the villain here. It's a sign that you are alive and experiencing life. Stopping the fight against pain is the first step toward your liberation. Surrender is a form of bravery, not weakness. It's when you open yourself to what comes that life unfolds in all its splendor. As we do this, we begin to connect with what's essential. What do you truly need? What within your soul is crying out for attention? Sometimes, when you dive into silence, you discover profound truths. You might surprise yourself with what you find there. Allow yourself to breathe without fear. Transform frustrations into wisdom. And remember, by loosening the reins of life, you become truly free. Every small step you take in this direction is a step toward rediscovering yourself. You don't need to control everything around you. What truly matters is how you respond to each situation. And this response can come from a place of inner peace. Do you feel like you're losing your way? In the midst of chaos and expectations, many become echoes of what others desire. The soul cries out for self-love, yet the world insists on shaping you in ways that don't resonate with who you truly are. Individuation is a journey, not a race. It's an invitation to rediscover yourself in a maze of voices that often fail to understand your essence. Picture yourself walking through a desert. The heat of the sun on your skin might feel overwhelming, but at the same time, it serves as a reminder of your own strength. Deep within you lies a place of peace. However, the more you try to fit into molds, the more you distance yourself from that sacred space. Believe me, you are not alone in this search. Thousands share the loneliness of feeling misunderstood, even when surrounded by people. I feel like no one understands me. That phrase resonates deeply, and it can be the starting point for change. What if the pain you feel is merely a shadow, a reflection of the pieces of yourself you haven't embraced yet? Every mistake and lesson learned is part of who you are meant to become. Allow yourself to experience discomfort. Face the feelings of disconnection and the exhaustion that can linger even in moments of peace. This longing for acceptance, which weighs heavily like an anchor, keeps you from blossoming. I'm tired of trying to please others. You don't want that anymore. You seek authenticity. Individuation is a courageous step. It's about accepting that your essence is made up of both light and shadow. What if, instead of fighting against your most challenging parts, you embrace them? Knowledge is empowerment. It's an invitation to return to your banished self. When every part of you comes together, the whole emerges. You start to realize that what seems like a flaw is actually part of a divine pattern. The tapestry of life. Enough is enough. Today, you will no longer diminish yourself. Above all, remember, it's perfectly okay not to know what to do right now. Transition is a process, and you are exactly where you need to be. Embrace every fragment of your being. Look within, take a deep breath, and slowly begin to rewrite your story. Your story. Your journey of reconnection has begun. With each step, you are getting closer to the authentic self that has always been there, waiting for your return. Don't rush. Each moment is sacred. From the depths of your being, your true essence begins to emerge. Pain. You know it well, don't you? It's like a shadow walking beside you, quiet yet constant. Have you ever wondered what it really wants to teach you? The truth is, pain is not your enemy. It's a messenger, a guide on a path that may seem dark. What if, instead of running from it, you decided to listen to what it has to say? Acceptance is the key. It's not about resigning yourself or settling. It's about saying yes to your humanity. Pain can hurt, but every scar carries its own wisdom. Often, you feel isolated, as if no one can truly understand what you're going through. I'm sorry for that. There's a space within you that cries out for understanding, and it's in that space that acceptance can flourish. Have you ever taken a moment to breathe and observe that pain? Close your eyes for a moment and feel its weight. Look deeply into what it represents. Those old wounds, the traumas left by life. Nobody can pretend forever. What if what you're carrying is not a burden, but a reason to be reborn? When you accept pain, something magical happens. Emotional freedom is revealed, no longer a shackle. Instead, it becomes a path, a trail leading to your true self. You break free from the fear of not fitting in, from the need for others' approval. It can be scary, but it's also liberating. Recognizing the pain brings clarity. Imagine for a moment. You wake up, look in the mirror, and think, I am capable. This simple affirmation can change everything. It's okay not to know what to do right now. What matters is being open to listening, learning, and growing. And here's the question you should ask yourself. The pain I feel, is it really mine? Sometimes it can become part of our identity, but it doesn't have to be that way. Set yourself free. Life is a journey that shouldn't be lived with chains. Today, take a step and accept pain as part of you. But don't confuse it. Pain is a chapter, not the whole book. With every moment that you choose acceptance, something within you transforms. Freedom begins to blossom. You become lighter, more whole. And in this process, you reveal the beauty of who you truly are. Embrace your pain, but also be ready to dance to the rhythm of your freedom. Life is full of storms. There are times when it feels like everything is collapsing around you. But here's the truth. Your resilience isn't built during the good times. It's born from the small, silent practices of everyday life. Imagine each drop of pain as a seed, a potential for growth waiting to blossom. How do you strengthen that fertile ground? The answer lies in your attention, your ability to be present, even when the internal noise is deafening. Do you feel that loneliness each time you try to connect, but end up lost in the gazes of others? It's like being surrounded by people and still not being heard. Resilience begins by embracing that internal silence. When you truly listen, something profound within you starts to awaken. What if you allowed yourself to feel those emotions instead of running away from them? Could it be that what you call pain is, in fact, an invitation to a new understanding? Every mental exhaustion, every unshed tear carries its own wisdom. What you need to do is create a safe space to allow yourself this. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your silence. Let it tell you something you haven't heard yet. Pain, as you know, is not a burden. It is a part of your journey. When you learn to observe it, you can see it as a guide, a beacon. What if you chose to let go of that burden of carrying it alone? Sometimes, courage reveals itself in vulnerability. By opening up, you connect with what is genuine, not just what feels safe. Have you ever considered that perhaps, in the grand tapestry of life, your experiences of pain and resistance intertwine to create something unique and beautiful? What comes next might just be the most important thing. The daily practice of resilience isn't a struggle, but a dance with your emotions, a gentle conversation with yourself. You are not alone on this stage. Every step you take with intention contributes to building that pillar, the silent shelter where your soul finds peace. The next time the storm rolls in, remember, you have roots, deep roots that seek strength in the darkness. With each moment of difficulty, there lies an opportunity to nurture that resilience. The more you practice this silent listening, the firmer you become. It's okay to recognize that sometimes you feel lost or fragile. Each of us carries these nuances. Today, as you wake up, say to yourself, I am capable. Because the truth is, you already possess everything you need to flourish, even in the worst storms. By cultivating this quiet practice of attention, you not only face pain, you transform it. And in doing so, you become a beacon of light, not just for yourself, but for others wandering in the darkness. Do you still let pain dictate your life? Think about it. Often, pain becomes a silent companion, almost like an old friend. It seeps into your mind, takes root, and transforms into a constant echo. But what if true transformation lies hidden in that silence you tend to avoid? When you accept pain, a space opens up, a space to observe, to feel, to transform. In the silence, you discover parts of yourself that have long been forgotten. This is where healing begins to blossom, like flowers in fertile soil. Have you ever taken a moment to listen to what this silence has to say? Sometimes it brings answers that the noise of the world could never offer. By allowing yourself to feel, you connect to your true self. And that can be daunting. Are you feeling exhausted? There's a reason for that. This relentless pursuit of approval, of understanding, of escaping pain, it all weighs you down. Here lies the paradox. Only by embracing your pain do you find freedom. Imagine a river flowing, carrying away everything that no longer serves you. What if you let pain transform into that current, leading you to new places? This silent transformation is a rebirth. It's a call to celebrate who you truly are, without masks. So today, when you wake up, allow yourself to sit in silence. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Feel the weight of that silence. It wants to tell you something. It's perfectly okay not to know what to do right now. Transformation begins with this simple yet profound act. Every small step brings you closer to your most authentic self. What if what you feel you're missing is actually protecting you? Keep your eyes open to what emerges. Accept that pain, when recognized, can open new paths. And deep down, you are stronger than you think. If this message resonates with you, write in the comments, "I choose to be reborn."